It's an everyday thing, it's an everyday thing, it's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
If it has to shut down, it'll have to shut down.
Today, a high-stakes meeting at the White House as the clock ticks down to a government shutdown, now less than 48 hours away. For the first time ever, President Trump meeting with the top 4 congressional leaders, but neither side indicating they're willing to budge.
We're heading into the meeting to have a good faith negotiation about landing the plane in a way that avoids a government shutdown but does not continue the Republican assault on the health care of the American people.
At the center of the issue, health care. Democrats want Republicans to roll back cuts made earlier this year to programs like Medicaid. But Republicans defending the cuts, saying,
our message and what we want out of this is very simple. The president wants to keep the government open. He wants to keep the government funded. There is zero good reason for Democrats to vote against this clean, continuing resolution.
Republicans control every branch of government, but they do need some Democrats in order to pass this bill. It all comes as Trump continues to try to end the war in Gaza. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at the White House today.
President Trump, are you confident, sir, there'll be peace in Gaza anytime soon?
The White House now releasing a 20-point plan to end the war in Gaza. It includes the redevelopment of that area, as well as the release of all hostages, which would trigger more aid being let into the region. Trump saying Netanyahu has agreed to those terms. No indication yet if Hamas will too.
So Trump meeting with the Israeli leader at this point in time is kind of crazy because in such a time where well, there's a lot going on in Gaza. I'm not an expert, but I think the Israeli army is really putting a lashing. And ain't they trying to get some food and supplies over there to Gaza, right? And they're afraid that Israeli soldiers will stop that. And I've seen videos of the lines of people. Look at all the people. They just want some food. This is in Gaza. Donald Trump says he want to stop the war, but Donald Trump also said something else about war. Before we continue, I want to point out this one little thing Trump says about war.
You say during the war you can't have elections. So let me just say 3.5 years from now. So you mean if we happen to be in a war with somebody, no more elections? Oh, that's good. I wonder what. So you say during the war you can't have elections. So let me just say 3.5 years from now. So you mean if we happen to be in a war with somebody, no more elections? Oh, that's good. I wonder what.
Is that a joke? Probably not. By the way he says that, he doesn't want to leave office. We all know this. Trump wants to be the first king of America. Trump wants to honor Donald Trump Jr. or the other Trump son. I don't remember his name. But one of them want to be the successors of the king and, continue to serve Americans. And then they'll get a president, of course, who will then still serve the king and as Donald Trump will still rule. But if he plans, that may sound like a joke, but I guarantee you, if he can find his way into a war, he's going to do it. I'm not 100% sure that there will not be any elections during a war because we was actually in the war in Iraq for a very long time. And that's when we had the George Bush and Obama election in which Obama won. So, I don't know if y'all really think if that's the way to go. I don't think it's the way to go because remember, we're a democracy, right? America first. I don't think Donald Trump ever put America first. I think he put himself first and found a way to make Americans believe that he really cared about us. But in in order for Trump's name to live on forever in history, he has to start a war. Mind you, his name will be in history books just cause who he is. But it will be a short chapter. They'll just say he won this election, then he won this election. Other than that, they'll talk about tariffs and how he was tough on immigration and the things that have happened. It's going to leave a ugly stain over time on everything that he's done. Remember, COVID-19, all that stuff happened. So with him starting a war, this will etch him in history books forever and maybe get him his own chapter. And I believe that's what Trump wants. I don't think if he starts a war, it'll be over something so stupid. With who though? We don't really have it. Only time we jump into wars is when we meddling in other folks' business. Now, will we meddle into this war going on? Because if it continues, then someone has to go in and stop it or figure something out or police the situation. And that is how Donald Trump will get a war. And as he says, there's no elections while at war. So there you have it. But I don't know. Maybe he's just talking. Maybe he's just blowing smoke. But,
Day and night. For some women, it can start working in as quick as 1 week.